My dear children, have you ever thought why Pratik sir's screen has suddenly turned into black and white? You have seen so many videos in the last few days from different teachers, but have you ever seen anybody shooting a video in black and white? No. The reason, my dear children, of making this video in black and white is to make you feel that Pratik sir is sitting on a time machine. It's 1818, more than 100 years back, my dear children, and I can see a doctor. His name is Victor Frankestein, and he has made a creature which is so abnormally dangerous. It's the result of a failed experiment, and it looks dangerous like a monster. It has got watery eyes and green appearance. How many of you are afraid of monsters at night? And how many of you feel that underneath your bed there is probably one hiding for you to go to sleep? The doctor has now understood that his experiment has gone bizarre, and he has created somebody evil and occult. My dear children, do we have the monster in my house? Oh my God, I thought that Frankestein did come to my house when I was telling you about his story. But my dear children, the biggest fear lies in our minds. There is nothing called a monster, let me be very honest with you. It's the fear of the unknown that keeps on haunting you in your childhood, my dear children. Trust me, when I was a child, I always used to feel that there was probably a monster hiding beneath my bed. And then I grew up, right? And I started interacting with a lot of people, and I found out that our fear lies in our minds. And we have to conquer those fears through proper information. My dear students, can you now guess the name of the poem which we are going to cover in this particular video? Okay. Before we start the poem, let me tell you that in the year 1818, at the age of 16, author Mary Shelley got a vision, and she saw a doctor, or rather a scientist, discovering something abnormal. Now, this scientist used a lot of resources from corpses, dead bodies, to bring to life something which the world had never seen before. The appearance was that of a devil or monster. Later on, when the genre of horror movies was brought to cinemas, there were movies like vampires, Draculas, and werewolves. Those concepts of monsters originated from Frankenstein. And Frankenstein was a monster which was man-made. So today's poem is based on this particular monster. However, it's not scary. It's actually very funny. Did you know why Frankenstein was playing games with me? Because he was actually very happy that I'm telling you about him, his story. Have you seen the change in the color of the screen, my dear children? That's because I wrote the time machine and I came back to 2020. And now I'm having cabbage. How many of you have pets like rodents, guinea pigs, or rabbits at home? Have you ever fed cabbages to rabbits? Fun thing, okay? Well, I love vegetables. I love green vegetables. Let there be no doubt, okay? Sometimes I do have it raw, although it may not be advisable to have it uncooked, but sometimes it does happen that you might well take it as salad and you can actually have it, but you need to wash it prior to having it raw. Now, since I'm into bodybuilding and fitness, it's very important that we eat a nutritious diet. So, my dear children, Pratik sir is not only your English teacher, okay? I give you a lot of information about life. Our PT sir, our Venki sir, is a great friend of mine, and he keeps on telling me that in case if you have to be strong when you grow up, okay, not only physically strong but also mentally strong, you need to have a balanced diet, a nutritious diet, which needs to be encapsulated with green vegetables and protein, okay. Besides, carbohydrates and minerals are also very important. So in case if mom packs lunch which you probably do not like, please have it still, because healthy foods are often not so delicious, but they are very nutritious. So I'm having cabbage right now, okay? So it's very healthy and I like cabbages. Let me know what vegetables do you have and when do you have it? Do you have it in dinner or do you have it in lunch? Now, before I tell you the name of our poem, let me introduce some green leafy vegetables to you. First on our list is asparagus. Do you know what an asparagus is? Here's a picture. So that was asparagus, my dear children. Next, we have got lima beans. Well, these are beans which we use to make curries or Chinese recipes, okay, like fried rice or say gobi Manchurian, something that sort. So these are beans, okay, they're long and tender and they're green in color. So lima beans, however, aren't found in India. It's a variety which grows in the States, okay, but beans after all. Next on the cards, the children, we have got these. Have you seen this in the market? These are called spring onion, right? However, these are also called chives, Chives. So you will learn about this vegetable in our poem. Next, we have got a vegetable which is again green in color, and it's called chard, Chard. These are vegetables which are all mostly green in color, okay. Then you have got sprouts. Sprouts are very healthy for people who have sports as a career. Sprouts give you a lot of instant energy, okay, although they are very small in size, but they're very hygienic. Here's a photo of sprouts and chards. You have already seen me having this cabbage, so you know about a cabbage. Then you will have two more words in this poem. One is celery, Celery, and the other one is kale, Kale, right? So kale is basically a leafy vegetable. Okay, so you can see the photograph. That will be the last photograph. So I have introduced you to a series of vegetables which have one common characteristic, and that's the color. All these vegetables are green in color. So children, I have spoken to you about an occult experiment, or an experiment gone wrong in science, thereby creating a monster called Frankenstein. Here's his photograph. This movie was released in the year 1931, and if you are interested in watching horror movies, you can watch this movie out. So my dear children, I have spoken to you about a green colored monster called Frankenstein, and I have also showed you the pictures of many green vegetables. Now can you connect both and tell me the name of the poem? That's right, my dear children. Fantastic. Yes. Our second chapter is a poem written by Cain Nesbitt. And once you read the poem, you are going to see that the last words of each line match perfectly. Hence, this poem is categorized as a perfect rhyme. So there are various categories of poetry. This comes under perfect rhyme. Great. Before we get started, let us read the poem with lot of animation and passion. Remember children, I have always told you that whenever you are reading literature, please put your energy and emotions inside that script. Okay, so see how I read the poem. When Frankenstein was a kid, he ate his greens. It's true, he did. He ate his spinach, salads, peas, asparagus, and foods like these. And with each leaf and lima bean, his skin became a bit more green. On chives and chard he loved to chew, and Brussels sprouts and peppers too, until he ate that fateful bean that turned his skin completely green. He turned all green and stayed that way, and now he frightens folks away. Poor Frankenstein. His tale is so sad. But things need not have been so bad. It's fair to say, if only he had eaten much less celery, avoided cabbage, and ate no kale, why then we would have a different tale? So mom and dad, I am here to say, please take these vegetables away, or my fate could be just as grim. Yes, I could end up like him. So mom and dad, before we dine, please give a thought to Frankenstein. Children, did you enjoy the poem? See, this is what is called energy. And literature is all about energy and passion, my dear children. So, you've heard the names of lot of vegetables which Frankenstein loved to eat when he was a kid. And the poet reflects this thought that today, because of having eaten so much green vegetables, Frankenstein's color, the body or the skin color, actually became green. Now this is actually called a fictional personification. Can this really happen, that in case if you eat apples, your skin is going to become red? No, right? Poetry is all about experimenting, imagination, and creativity, my dear children. And in a way, through this poem, the poet also tells us how difficult it is for kids to eat vegetables, which is actually so healthy. So, whenever we are young, we do not like to eat healthy food, isn't it? We always get drawn to junk food or fast food, which is, of course, not healthy, but it's very tasty. And vegetables could be bland at times, right? But let me tell you that it's very important to have a balanced diet. And before I end this chapter, I hope you really enjoyed this show, right? So, in case if you wish to pursue literature as a career when you grow up, you need to be very energetic and passionate about this subject. So, this poem actually talks about the life of a kid, how difficult food habits are at times when we are young. But then when we grow up and we realize that, oh, I should have had the nutritious option, by that time we start falling sick. Okay, so going ahead, my dear children, since you are at home, please concentrate on healthy eating habits and do study literature. I hope you enjoyed Pratik sir's classes. I'm going to share the notes of this particular chapter very shortly in your WhatsApp group, and then we will take it forward from there on. Till then, enjoy literature, stay home, stay safe. God bless you, my dear children.